Shalom Aleichem, welcome to Chabad and Friends. Everyone has heard of the famous Chabad Mashpia and Chassid Mendel Futterfass. He happens to be my wife's great uncle, and I had an opportunity to spend many hours with him, and in particularly one Cheshvan November fall day in 1989, I believe 88 or 89. He was in my house and in California while we were doing shlichus there in Los Angeles. And he asked me, he came together with Rabbi Reichik to raise funds for Yeshiva, Lubavitch Yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael. And he asked me if I could take him to the mikveh. We didn't have a mikveh at that time in Marin County, so I drove him and Rabbi Reichik to the mikveh in Berkeley. And let me tell you what happened on the way. And I mentioned this because Mendel was a very colorful person, but people don't know he had a great impact on many non-Lubavitchers, both in Russia and later in Eretz Yisrael, where he visited together with Rabbi Yosef Segel many Hasidic and Litvish yeshivas, and he inspired them as no other person could inspire a crowd through his humor, his sincerity, his Hasidishkeit, and his smarts. He was a very, very practical, smart person. So we're heading out 6:30 in the morning from Marin County, San Rafael, to Berkeley, and we have to go over the Bay Bridge, which connects San Francisco to Oakland. The sun is coming out. It's beautiful. It's quiet. And as I'm driving over the bridge, suddenly the Mendel starts singing the following Nigun, and I'll sing it the way he sang it. Eilu vo eilu oimrim Ashrei mi shlo choto Ashrei mi shlo choto Umi shechoto yoshuv yoshuv Oy yoshuv yoshuv v'yimchal lei u'mishechoto oy yoshuv yoshuv oy yoshuv 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 v'yimchal lei. The meaning of the words, fortunate is the one who hasn't transgressed, hasn't sinned. However, if one has transgressed and sinned against God Almighty, one can do Teshuva, one can return to Hashem and have regret and remorse for what he did, and he'll be forgiven. V'yimchaloi. Now, I grew up with this song in the world of Chabad, and I knew the song to end with the voice going down. That, in other words, really fortunate is the person who didn't sin. But if you sinned and you're a sinner, then we'll forgive you as well. So the voice in the song towards the end is a downer. Umi shechoto, and the one who sinned, Yoshuv, Yoshuv, do Teshuva. And then, and if you do that, V'yimchal loi, Umi shechoto, Yoshuv, 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 V'yimchal loi. So you can hear the V'yimchal loi, you'll be forgiven, is kind of second best. We have no choice. God kind of has no choice. He has to forgive you, but really, that's not where it's at. But Mendel didn't sing it that way. Mendel sang, Umisha choto, Yoshuv, 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 V'yimchaloi. His voice went up. And I'm driving over the Bay Bridge. And I have these two Hasidim, real Hasidim, Rabbi Reichik, Shmuel David Reichik, a Beinani of Tanya, with a Mendel Futterfass, a Baal Mesiras Nefesh. He sat 9 years in Soviet prison, hard labor camps. And he's singing the song, he's saying, V'yim Chaloi, as though it's the greatest thing. So I asked him, Fetter is the Yiddish word for uncle. Why are you singing it differently than the way it's sung on the records and in the yeshivas and at the tables and at the Farbrengens with the Rebbe? So he said, let me tell you a story of Shaike Feifer. Shaike is Yeshaya, but the nickname for Yeshaya is Shaike. Feifer means the whistleblower. We're talking all about the whistleblower these days. So here's the whistleblower Shaike story. He comes to an event, and there's all kinds of rabbis and gedolim and tzaddikim and rebbes and rabbanim and big shots. And he asks everyone, what's your name? And this one says, my name is so-and-so, and my father is so-and-so, and my grandfather is so-and-so, and what's your name? And he goes around holding his cup of wine, saying l'chaim. And they turn around to him and say, hey guy, who are you? We've never seen you at these conventions and meetings. And you're kind of asking everyone, we don't know who you are. And he answers them two versions. Mendel says there's two versions how he answers them. One is, I am Shaike Feifer. I'm just a little nobody, a whistleblower. I don't know how to learn, I don't know how to daven, all I know is how to whistle. And the other answer is, I am Shaike Feifer. I myself am a nothing, but I am the Rebbe's whistleblower. I go with the koyach of HaKadosh Baruch of God Almighty, and the tzaddikim, and the Rebbe, and Hasidus, and they're everything, and I transmit everything of theirs. I am Shaike Feifer. And Mendel tells me this as we're driving over the bridge, getting closer to our destination. And he says, you could sing and ask Hashem for Teshuva, for forgiveness, but you're broken because you did something wrong, you're shattered, and you know, and you say to yourself, well, really, I'm not in God's best standings, but at second best, I'll get Teshuva. Hopefully I'll get Teshuva. Or you say, V'yim Chaloi, you go up. My neshama was never touched, regardless of how far the person sinned and transgressed and went. And this doesn't just mean for people who are not religious, for the frum person from birth, for the chassid, for the Lubavitcher chassid, for the big chassid. The essence is the same. And therefore, if you come from that perspective, it's not V'yim Chaloi, I'm a nebuch. I'm not a nebuch, I'm a neshama. I have a Rebbe. And you reconnect with your neshama. The neshama is dancing away with happiness. V'yim Chaloi.